Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Moms After Dark, the show where being a little edgy, being very real, loving drag queens, and drinking vodka are all okay. It is okay to buy a candy bar and eat it without telling anyone. You know what else we can do? Call our vagina a vagina. Leave your judgy at the door because we are also not offended if you say black, purple, gay, pan, or just human. We are here to educate ourselves with love and humor. Grab a drink of something refreshing and let's have a bit of fun.
Welcome to Moms After Dark. Here's your host, Carrie.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Moms After Dark. Of course, I've got with me my girl Fatima, and joining us as a special guest today for actually 2 episodes is Lindsay. I can't wait to hear what she has to say. She seems like a pretty good chick. Today's episode is called Girl, You Are Enough. Because as women, we don't think this. It is very rare. I would usually start with a really good joke about why we give up and shove, this little mini person out of our vagina and then we lose who we are. Mm-hmm. But I just think I'm going to be a little bit serious. No, I'm just kidding. We have these little aliens that, we have evicted from our uterus, and then I think we forget that they don't take us away. They enhance us. Mm-hmm. They make us better. And we forget that. And I know that, we all have our moments where we sit in the bathroom and we're, wondering where the real us is sometimes. I still do that. I'm not going to lie. I have moments that I just, and, it's unfortunate. Sometimes my 15-year-old is around for it. And I just want to cry and say, why do I have this stupid ass life? It's ridiculous. And that can pertain to a spouse too. We get fed up sometimes with what they're doing, and it's like, do I deserve that? Mm-hmm. So, on a scale from 1 to 10, truthfully, where are you on the hell yeah on the shit scale? Where do you think you are?
I think it varies daily.
Mm-hmm.
But lately, I would say I feel about a 7.
About a 7?
Before I was not feeling anywhere near that.
Yeah.
So.
Where would you say your lowest number was?
Oh, rock bottom.
0.
Oh, yeah.
At a 0.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay. So you've know that you've come to the point where it's like, okay, I am at my lowest point. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I want. I don't know if I'm worthy of even being here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fatima, what about you? What on a scale from 1 to 10? Where are you at?
Oh gosh, I mean, I'd agree with Lindsay. I think it varies from day to day, and life is just ever changing. So I don't know. It definitely varies. I'd say. Some days an 8. Mm-hmm. Some days I'm really feeling myself. I'm like, I'm a 10 today.
Oh!
And I've gotten there. It took a long time to get there. And then the lowest is slug.
Yeah.
Slug.
You're below slug. 0.
Yeah,
you're
way below.
I'm just climb up to 0. Yeah.
Just sludging into the earth. Just bury me.
I think, for me personally, I do have days. Like you said, we all have them. We have those days that we don't want to get out of the bed because for fear of the failure, or, maybe I didn't make that coffee right. Maybe I didn't pop that can of Celsius right, however it works out. I would say right now, in a lot of my people in my circle would probably go, I'd probably literally get a gay gasp, like, I'm normally at about a 4, maybe a 5. I carry myself very differently because I'm really good at hiding shit. Mm-hmm. But on a daily basis, meh. If I'm here, I'm here. If I'm not, I'm not. Nobody's going to care. But I know it's not true. I know that there's a lot of
Do you see me giving you the,
she
the death stare?
I literally, I feel,
Feel it? Do you feel it?
radiating off of
like
my
it.
cheekbone, like right, like I'm about to get Supermaned and damn bitch. Okay, but you know it's ever changing, and I feel myself pushing harder for what I do want. When you were at rock bottom, I know that you were in an abusive relationship, and once that got pushed to the side and you started to say, okay, I'm at rock bottom, I don't feel like I am myself, what's the first step I take?
So with having children, for small ones especially, you can't fail. You know, you wake up and you might feel like you don't want to get out of bed, but that's not an option.
It's not.
And so it's either, I mean, you don't have a choice. You have to make the best of it. You have to be there for your kids, and it's really my kids that got me through everything. I think if I didn't have children, it may have turned out totally different and not for a good way, in a good way.
In a good way.
Yeah.
So what is it that you say to yourself? Because your kids don't make you, they enhance who you are. They don't make you who you are. How did you find yourself again? What was the first step into finding yourself besides the kids? Did you wake up one morning and tell yourself, bitch, don't forget you're the mom?
It was actually the breaking point in my marriage that kind of woke me up, where I said enough is enough, and I don't deserve what has been happening over the past 8.5 years. My children don't deserve it. And once I stood up for myself and was able to get that negativity out of my life, I realized, like, wow, I do feel important to people. It felt like it was almost masked by my toxic relationship. And once I took that out of my life, I was able to focus on me. And like, I have motivation again. I do want to get healthy and, you know, eat right and go to the gym and push that on my kids too. You know, like we're gonna eat better, all of us, not just me, all of us.
Right.
And I felt like I was being a good role model for the kids, and just being that influence for them really pushed me to work harder. So taking that negativity out of my life was like the turning point.
The turning point. Fatima, what about you? You said that you've been down there before, and I've been with you when you've been down there. So what's that first thing that you, I know it's literally going, okay, F, I have no more, no F's given.
Yeah, I mean, you hit a breaking point, right? There's something for everybody where it triggers them to act, and unfortunately for some people, they end it, right?
Yeah.
But for those that can survive something that they're, you know, traumatized by, there's a breaking point, hopefully, that can get them out of it. And I have, and you know, and not too recently, I had several life altering events back to back, and had to make some grand changes in my life. But for years, I did get, you know, lost in my child, who's such a wonderful, you know, he was such a wonderful kid. Now he's a teenager. But, you know, I poured myself into him because it was all that I had. I was a stay-at-home mom for a very long time, and I lost myself. I went from being a strong, independent woman to having this great gift from God, and then losing myself completely and not recognizing who I was. And that allowed for people to take advantage of who they thought I was. And so, I don't know, you know, you just kind of wake up one day, well, I did, and had to go back to who I was. And so that's why I say sometimes I wake up, I'm like a 10, like I'm having a great day, all the stars are aligned. And then, you know, there are residual feelings of when you're in things that, you know, pull you down, where you're, you know, second guessing your steps, like, am I impostoring myself? Am I, you know, faking myself out? Am I really there, or am I not there? Or, you know, and then life gives you the regular highs and lows where you kind of don't feel great, but you know, it's a forward motion.
It is. It's a constant. And it's not just, oh, I got to this point, aren't I the best? Whoop, whoop,
No.
whoop.
Yeah.
No, because there's always going to be another thing. There's going to be one more thing. And, when you question, am I worthy of this good thing when that bad thing just happened? We try to enhance the ideas of ourselves to make ourselves feel a different way, and we build on new ideas. I can tell you, for me, I allow myself to trust others. And unfortunately, that is a lot of my downfall, is, reaching out and saying, oh, I believe this person. I believe what they're telling me because I want to believe that. I want to believe that this success is going to come because this person said it. And I'm like, oh, yay. And then, a little bit longer and you're like, well, shit. Why didn't I do that for myself to begin with? And I'm this close to realizing, like, okay, I don't need any ambition because I'm gonna do this. So when you have those ideas of, I think I might want to trust those person, how do you block that out and say, I'm the only one that I can trust? Or on the opposite end, you find that and you say, you know what, I think this is the one that I'm really going to give a chance.
So just in general, or
just in general? It could be relationships, it could be life, it could be, because I was going to go into business with someone, and I trusted them, saying, hey, I want you to come along, this is what I've got going on, and it ended up being a cluster F, and I was like, yeah, I can't.
Yeah. So I've always had that same issue where I trust anybody. I always feel like you give them the benefit of the doubt. They've never done anything to break your trust.
Yeah.
And so that's been a downfall for me too.
Yeah.
But as I'm noticing as well, you can't do that with everyone. You want to, but you can't.
You want to.
You have to protect yourself. Otherwise, you do get down on yourself for those type of situations.
Yeah.
And it's still hard for me unless somebody breaks my trust. I want to trust them. Relationship wise, after dealing with what I had to and my past marriage, trust I thought I would never have with somebody else again.
Right.
And
how long did it take you to open up and say, oh my gosh, this dude is like...
After the marriage?
After the divorce.
So I met somebody, let's see, like 3-4 months later. Okay. And my wall was up. I was like, I am not going to trust anything you say. I don't believe you. You're going to tell me one thing and go do something else behind my back. Or you're going to be nice to me at first, and then you're going to start trying to control me, tell me what I can and cannot do, tell me how to think, what I can and cannot say. Yeah. So I was waiting for it.
Anna, I'm so excited about this photo shoot.
Finally,
I know, right?
For months.
Oh my gosh. So before you start, how long have you been doing photography?
Goodness, I started in 2005.
So almost coming up on 12, 13 years? Did you always Was that something when you were little you always wanted to do?
It's funny because it's just randomly happened. Somebody gave me a camera once when I was maybe 7, 8, 9, 10. Just took a photo shoot of my cat. And I finished the whole roll. Remember this? The film, the little, it was a disposable camera. And I think that was the start of it. All of a sudden, my poor sister became my model. She did not want to be.
Awesome.
I was like, wait, just right there, just sit in
Don't move, yeah.
Oh, the
and
poor
it just
girl.
started to become a passion.
It just, and then people started paying me all of a sudden, like, oh, I'll hire you to do this. I'm like, you're gonna pay me to do this? Okay. And then I started getting paid so much that I'm like, I better go see an accountant. I think this is a business. And now I am.
You know what? Sometimes it's like that. You fall into your passion.
It was a dream. I mean, beyond more than I could have ever dreamed of.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So cool. You ready?
I'm so ready. Okay, you ready?
How do you want me?
Okay, I love the stool. That's great. That's beautiful. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna take a test shot.
Okay.
Love it, love it, love it. And I want you to go crazy and do your laughter because I know you've got it in. Yes! I love it.
Awesome, thank you.
Oh my gosh.
You want to have a seat and chit chat? Is that cool?
Let's do this.
All right,
Let's do this.
Go ahead. What are some of the things that women need?
It's a loaded question.
Oxygen.
Oxygen.
Well, I say that because
Right.
we need breathing room, you know. I think that women are deep thinkers, right? For the most part, right?
We are.
And, you know, you call us emotional, but we're critical thinkers. And so we need some breathing room.
I agree with that. What do you think? What do women need?
Many things. So it's, again, trying to cover all those different things we need. Like you said, breathing room is great, but knowing when do you need breathing room or do you need someone to come talk to you? You know, because for me, I won't go and say, hey, let's talk, something's on my mind. I kind of want you to come to me and ask. Otherwise, I'm not going to say anything.
Are you a Cancer?
I'm a Virgo.
A Virgo. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Because we're very similar. I would never reach out to anybody. Like, if I've got something going on, for, you know, Tima will tell you, like, I go dark. I don't pick up my phone. I don't answer text messages. I just go dark. I need to sit and I need to figure it out. I need to think, and I can't do that with somebody else.
Right.
So I won't come to you and ask you and say, hey, what's your opinion on this? What should I do? How should I act? What should my reaction to this be? Because I'm going to take care of it myself.
Exactly. I take care of everything myself.
Right? And then you saw the daggers earlier. And then when I say, you know, Tima, just give me a minute. I've got, you know, some stuff going on. I got to get my mind right. I'm not sure what my whys are right now. And then I get that look. Not even in person, over the phone.
From the moment I met her, I tried to fix a water gun, and she's like, give it to me. Because I'm a fixer.
She is a fixer.
And I met another fixer.
Yeah,
But
totally.
you shut down,
Totally.
and I come in anyways, like, okay, I'll give you your breathing room.
Right.
But I am also a Gemini, so communication, I agree, is very important. I can't exist
Extremely.
without it.
Yeah, and I can totally I could have zero communication for 6 months if I needed.
Me too.
So, oh my gosh, photo shoot was so much fun.
I am so excited.
So this is my friend Anna, and Anna owns a, and I can't say her last name, but it's her photography company, and she's amazing. So tell us a little bit about your company, what your focus is, how long you've actually been in business.
Yep, so it's Fayola. Fayola.
Damn, right there.
So it's Anna Fayola Productions, but I go by AFP Shoots now. I feel like that kind of helps a little bit. AFP Shoots. AF. The photo shoot was fun AF, right?
It was fun AF.
That's terrible. Anyways, so yes, I've been doing this for many, many years, and I started as a videographer.
Okay.
And just evolved eventually into photography naturally. So now I do both. I do photo and video productions as well. And people always ask me, like, what's your favorite? Do you prefer doing photos or do you prefer doing videos? And I cannot pick a favorite. They're both very different, but it's kind of like when you have two kids, who do you love more?
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I literally equally love them the same. So that's how I feel with doing both photo and video. I just love them both. They're both so different and unique, but.
Yeah, so I noticed like sometimes you have very specific things that you're doing. Like over close to Christmas, you did this really cool Santa Claus experience. What makes you want to, like, because there's photographers and then there's photographers. Like, you take things to such the next level. Is that because of business, or is that because I want to do this for my community? I want to do this, offer this. What is that? What's that?
It is literally a fire blowing in my veins, like in my blood. It is beyond the passion. It's my life. And some people look at me and say, "You're such a workaholic. All you do is work, work, work." And I literally tell them, I do not work. I don't work. This is what I was born to do. This is what I'm alive for. This is what wakes me up at 2 a.m. and I have to write down my idea because I gotta do this. I mean, the Santa experience, I was like, I need to do this. And you write it down and you think about it, and I live it and I breathe it and I eat it. It's beyond just pick up a camera and go. I literally can guarantee you that I give it my whole all in everything that I do because it's beyond the passion. It's just.
Yeah. I 100% can understand that because whatever it is that I do, I throw 100% into it. And people are always like, how in the world do you have time to breathe? Mm-hmm. Like, it's not work to me. It's not. Mm-hmm. It's everything I do is because I absolutely love doing it. Yeah. All right, so if you're like me, you 100% like you're devoting the entire day, you submerge yourself into that. Does your family come to you like mine does and go, "Are you gonna put the laptop down today?"
Oh yeah.
Is there groceries being brought this month?
It is funny because I love social media and I love responding to clients, but yes, my family's like, "You're always on your phone." And the funny thing, the sad thing, I don't know, is I'm terrible with text messages when it comes to family and friends. Yeah. Because it's like, "Ooh, I gotta respond to that client. Ooh, I gotta respond to that client." So texting and social media is part of my business. I don't like to do it for fun anymore. Yeah. So I tell my friends and family, just call me, because I can't do text messages. But they will tell me, like, "Are you ever gonna stop working?" And I tell them, "I'm not working. This is what I do."
So much fun.
It's hard to put a stop when it's what you do, and
right.
I don't know. It's a fine line, right? But I try to keep that balance because it's important, and I'm trying to keep the weekends as low key as possible as far as working.
Get some social time in.
Yes, it's important.
Which reminds me, we've got to do a happy hour soon. Oh.
Yes, please.
It's Moms After Dark.
When do we?
It's a dance break.
Ooh,
sorry. And there's the syllabus.
Right. When do we look at our spouses and go, "Hey, bruh," or "Hey, girl," whoever you are, I don't care. How come you don't tell me I'm enough? How do we communicate to them what we need when we're not communicators? You're a communicator.
I am.
You can look at your husband and just be like, "Look, you need to tell me this on this date at this time, and if I don't hear it by 1742 hours, there's going to be hell to pay."
Yeah.
I am not like that.
Right.
I don't ask for anything from my husband except, "Hey, babe, can you stop at the store and get me a pack of bubble gum?" Or can you, bring home some of that bomb chicken buffalo dip from Publix? You know what I mean? So I would never look at him and say, "Hey, I need some reassurance that I'm doing an okay job as a wife and a mom.
Right, that's how I am. I would not say anything.
So, do we become more like this and say, look, where's my reassurance, bruh?
I couldn't see myself doing that. So in my past relationship, me not doing it, looking back, I think did cause arguments because I would hit a breaking point. I'd be frustrated or not feeling like I was enough or appreciated. And that definitely didn't help things. Now, with the new guy that I am seeing, he is great at communication. So even if I feel a certain type of way, I don't feel like talking because I just want to figure it out myself or think about it and let it move on. He'll want to talk about it and he'll be like, hey, I noticed something's not quite right. What's going on? But
You do big things. You do amazing work. I have trolled your website, totally trolled it, and was like, oh, one day I'm gonna be as awesome as Anna. And what is next? What happens after you've taken everybody's picture?
Well, so my next step, I just accomplished it when I got my drone license. That had been on my to-do list for the last 3 years. When COVID hit, I was like, I'm gonna do, this is my thing, I'm gonna study, do the test, and I was so afraid of this test, right? I'm never gonna pass this test. I'm not a high school student anymore. I can't study. And I did, I took the test, I passed it, so that was what was next for the longest time. And big, huge dream that it just felt so out of reach, right, because of this test. So that was my biggest what's next. And I have a list full of what's next. And now I just have to decide which one do I begin to go forward with. But the amazing news is that the last 3 years have really completely changed my business. For clients that worked with me 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, things are totally different. Things are completely different. I'm a completely different photographer, videographer. My style has changed a little bit, not much.
Was it a gradual, or was it just a one day?
I think it was gradual. I think it was kind of like shaping towards that direction. But with my photography side, now that I offer like products, that was a dream of mine since I was a little girl. I didn't even know it was my dream. The fact of like touching photo albums. I remember being 3, 4, 5 years old. I was the girl that went to people's houses and looked at their wedding albums. Like, I was looking at people's wedding albums, and it hit me recently. I'm like, I used to do that. I used to scroll to and just look at these people's wedding photos and just love. I don't know what it is about touching and looking at it.
It is a whole
because of these phones.
thing.
Click, click, click. I have 30,000 billions of photos on my cell phone that I will never see again. Unless I'm searching for it. But there's just something, and so it hit me. I said, I need to start offering these for my clients.
Mail. We're so used to email, back and forth, text messages, When you open the mailbox and there's like a birthday card.
Right? Yeah.
It's tangible. You can feel it. Yeah. It's like,
I miss, and I'm one of those people that I like writing my notes on paper. So I like that. I don't know, it feels more real. A photo that's digital, I don't see it. I don't know. It doesn't feel real for some reason. So that was really a big what's next that I was able to accomplish. So I think I'm at a point where I've accomplished a lot of things, but I still have a lot on my to-do list.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I appreciate you spending time with me.
Oh my gosh, you're amazing.
We had fun at our photo shoot. We were laughing and carrying on. And we got my production manager, AKA my daughter, involved.
Amazing.
I love it. And I can't wait to put your information out on my show and let everybody out there know not just an amazing photographer. Sorry, I get a little emotional when I talk about my peoples. But just an amazing human being that you are. There's the energy, and I knew this the first time we met. And I know that you were the same way. We were both like, oh my God, that's my people.
Yes.
That's my
instantly.
people.
Bam.
So,
bam.
watch for the end of the show. Make sure you check out the credits. It'll have all of Anna's information on there so you can get a hold of her. Make sure that when you do get a hold of her, tell her that Carrie sent you from Moms After Dark. And we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
So, literally for some of us, it's a reprogramming. We need to reprogram ourselves. We need to remember that, women are here for a reason, and we're the shit. I mean, we push children out of our vaginas. I think I said vagina like 3 times today.
It's okay, Hot Pockets.
Hot Pockets. I have an issue with people calling it like little nicknames. I can't stand it. I mean, it's just a vagina. I mean, these are breasts. They are what they are. These are not my tatas. That's not my hoo-ha. It's my vagina. I've had it for 50-something years. So it's really about reprogramming, right?
Absolutely. Sure.
God. We have to wake up every day with a mantra that says, I am worthy, I am good enough. This is what I'm going to do today to prove to myself that I'm good enough. And it could be something simple, like I have a list in here that I was going over, and I'm going to do some reels on it that's just like, these are 50 things that us as women could do just to remind ourselves that we are worthy and we are enough to, have everything that we want.
Right.
As long as we're willing to fight for it. And then, if you're feeling, for those ladies out there watching, if you are feeling that your mental health is compromised, it is important that you seek out professional guidance. I'm not going to say help. I like to call it guidance, because we don't ever want to get to the point where we don't feel as though that we can move forward. And there are people out there that can guide us in that direction. Now, if you're just feeling some kind of way today, there's a little bit, over the past few days, this is something, that this is a good day. Like you said, you wake up like, I'm on a 10. Or some days it's like, I'm at a 2.5. That's just the balance of being a woman. That really is. And we just have to learn to keep making those little steps and, self-love the shit out of our lives, because it's that important. Not just to our families, but to us as a species. Like, human women are the bomb. Like, we rock. We kill everything. Without us, my camera chick back there, she's like, yeah, rock on! I love you. So I guess I think we made some really good points, some really valid, eye-opening points to some people.
Hey ladies, do you have a popular or not so popular opinion? Either way, we want to hear from you. Reach out with your ideas, give your opinions, tell us if you own a small business or even if you want to be a guest on our show. Can't wait to hear from you at afterdarkmoms@gmail.com.
To some people, thank you to my girl Lindsay and Fatima for coming and hanging out, talking about, girl, you are enough. Join us next time. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram, on Facebook. Get all the behind the curtains scenes. That's our blooper reel. You're going to get so much information off of our Instagram. What's coming up next, reviews of the shows that have just aired. You're going to see where you can find us on streaming channels besides YouTube, on Watch Local Live TV, and all the things.
All the things.
All the things. Deuces. Peace out.